the Popout Pin Back. This is a really high strength steel pin that we use for our brooch mechanism or our pin back mechanism. So this is a specific length. If you do want to make this smaller and have to cut it using your own tools again, you're going to have to shorten the distance between these two, the hook and the fixture for the pin. How it works is we are going to saw out or pierce out these black areas. So pierce out these little dome guys and then pierce out this hook. So we're going to drill a hole, and then drill 2 more holes to accommodate the pin. And then once that's cut out of the material, we pry it out. We pull it out with our pliers and our center punch, and then it ends up being dimensional. So we pull it out here, and then have a hook on the other side. And then we insert the pin into that hinge on one side and hook on the other. So here's another example of that in the middle. So there's different ways of doing it. Keep in mind it does leave a negative hole, right? There's holes in your piece. So there's always going to be a hole there no matter what, because it has to come out of that material. So incorporate those holes if you want to make a pin object or a brooch object. Make sure you incorporate those things into your design. Don't let it be an afterthought. Okay, so I'm going to take this template and I'm literally just going to cut it right out of this template. Just cut this out. Rubber cement is your best friend on this transfer. I'm going to put this on in a very strategic position. This is not an afterthought. This is very important, critical even. Put that on. Get rid of all the glue. All right. And now I'm going to center punch right here, and then here, here, and then in this black void right here. And then I'm going to drill it. Center punch using a center punch. Don't use the scribe. It's a pain in the butt. Okay. And these holes are very important, these little holes, so that you don't accidentally eliminate the hole when you're piercing. Okay, now I'm going to drill these. Use the smallest drill bit in your kit. Through this in 5 minutes. Okay, so I'm not going to cut out those little holes. Those are very important. I'm going to leave them. I'm just going to cut out this black space, and then I'm going to cut out this hook. I'm sorry if I hit the camera. My saw frame is very close to the camera. Okay, so there you can faintly make out my sewing. And then I'm going to use my scribe here, and I'm going to push it out. So one thing to keep in mind, what's the front and what's the back? So don't accidentally push them out in the wrong direction. You want to push them out in the proper direction. So I'm going to call this my back. So I'm going to push them out. I'm going to flip it upside down and then push them out. So I'm just going to push and push just to get it started, and then push this out just to get it started. And then now I can grab my pliers and carefully, sometimes I like to wrap these even with tape so I don't dent anything. And I'm going to pull that out till it's like roughly 90 degrees basically, and then even, and then pull these out till the holes are lined up with each other. So I pull them out until those are relatively perpendicular. Hard to see, sorry. Till those are relatively perpendicular, and until I see that those holes are well enough lined up. Okay, so then you're going to need your pliers and your pin. So I'm going to put my pin in like this. And I just want a little bit on the end coming through. I need enough length to allow me to actually have this thing catch. So I only need a little bit out, sticking out the end there. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of mark that roughly and bend it to the outside, just like that. And then now I'm going to use this as a leveraging point or a pivot point, and I'm going to bend it over on there. Let it stick up a little bit. That gives you that spring, that tension, and then it locks into place. Sometimes you didn't cut your hole that great for your hook, and you got to kind of go in and open that up too. So if you did what I did and didn't do a great job, you gotta open that up a little bit with your pliers to make sure it fits nice. Just open it up just a little bit, and then now, nice springy dingy, and then ka-tink, it just hooks right in. And then now I can wear it. How fun is that? So then, when you go to wear it, you poke it through, and sometimes you need to sharpen that stainless with your file, and then hook, sha. Sweet triangle brooch